Hey,
Are we
we're going live.
Are we? Oh shit.
Yeah. All right.
All right. I gotta go find it.
Yeah, we are live.
We are live. Sweet.
We are live.
Shalom.
Welcome to our live. This is a
different.
little different. Yeah.
A little different than usual.
I don't think I've seen a live in person in a while. What's her name? Linus Tech Tips hasn't done theirs live in a while either. So
One up Linus?
yeah, we won up Linus, man. Beat that, Linus.
Oh god. Don't
Now we're
don't-
both looking for the stream, if
Yeah.
you're wondering.
Yeah, we're not antisocial.
So
At least not that much.
we are in the same room. I found it. All right.
You beat me. Oh yeah, I forgot the name of your channel somehow. I just brain farted.
Okay.
Oh, I look like Nate. Get this off my head. There we go. Videos. There we go.
I don't see any. Where are the comments?
You gotta tap on. I just had them up and then I closed them.
See, this is high tech
Yeah.
as we go.
Okay, let me close this garbage. There we go. There we go. I got them. Private.
You got the comments?
Well, there's nothing yet, but
Well, yeah,
I have
but
them
where do you
up.
get them? Where do you?
they just, as soon as I tapped the video, they just showed up automatically. Now, once you close them, how you get back to them, I'm not doing
Damn
that
it,
again.
you're running the comments, and
All right. Well, nothing thus far.
welcome to our Friday live.
Top chat. No, I don't want to see top chat. Get out of here. There we go. Live chat.
I don't know why I can't see the comments.
Back out of it. Go back into it.
All right. Today we are basically just going to be fielding. See, I come here. There's 2 likes. We have 2 likes, dude.
Nice. One of
See-
them is not me.
Hit play. There's no comments.
No comments. Yeah, no, I'm still seeing no comments here.
Welcome, everyone.
Hey.
This is actually a big day. We actually have both of us in the same room. I actually set up my studio just so we could be doing this. And for the first time, and probably the first time or the last time for a while, we're in
Yeah.
the same room. We both, he lives on the other side of Ontario than me. But
Yeah.
we'll
We've crossed stars. The stars have aligned, and we've crossed them. To
we'll
make-
take your comments. You know what? I got the screen back there. I've got to get a stream setup just
Yeah.
for here, so I can have a computer ready to go with all of the
all the
comments and stuff.
Sweet, yeah.
Welcome. I don't actually have a first I remember we had things that we were going to talk about,
Did we?
but I don't remember what. I have stuff coming
Lots.
for review. Actually, one of the things is coming from Rode. And the Audient Evo 4 starter pack. If anyone's curious, I actually have that on the way from Audient. So
Yeah, that's going to be an interesting one because from what you've told me, they've seen the videos or they're familiar with your package videos, your bundles, and well,
I don't know why they're like, yeah, we love all your videos of the packages. I'm like, really?
they're still okay.
You saw
with it.
those and you're okay with sending me it? Okay. So very cool to see. You got something? Oh shit! Hinter Shrimp, how you doing, buddy?
Hinder shrimp in the house.
And let's see if I can. That's funny. Thanks for being honest. Oh, live on your channel. There we go. I think I might actually have this now.
Hey, there you go.
I've got
Change it
comments.
from live chat, from top chat to live chat.
Live chat. All right.
Didn't seem to change much.
So we have the Audient Evo 4 starter package on the way. Also, Dylan brought some presents. Do you want to tell the class what you brought with you?
You want to sell it now?
Well, yeah. We've got.
Bring it out. Bring it out.
Here, I'll let you present.
We got ourselves a nice fangled U87 AI.
They can't
By
see what's
Norm.
on the desk. I don't.
I
think.
know, I'm just wanna take it
All right.
out.
All right. Take it out. Take it out.
It's got a
Give me a hard
sock on
time.
it at the moment, but we'll just take that off.
U87 AI video is on the way.
En route.
This has been a busy few days. I've been teaching a course at a college which is getting to the final kind of days, which has included marking and all of this stuff. So I've been
I love the idea of becoming a teacher. That's the one thing, like sitting and just paper for hours. No, or well, now it's all online anyway.
yeah, shoot me.
See, we've had the opposite. He's been busy as hell. I've been on vacation. So I've been. You know what I did yesterday? I went to the driving range. You know what I did after that? Nothing.
Bite me. I have today alone. I've worked since 5 a.m. So I've been working 12 hours straight already.
Ooh.
So,
Not a fan.
welcome to the stream. Hint of Shrimp is the only one that's really chatting.
I think it's because we haven't really talked about anything engaging.
I don't have, man. You know what this day has been like? It's been absolute. Oh, Yellow Tech is sending me one of their boom arms as well. So there will be. I've got a boom arm special video on what makes a good boom arm.
Are you gonna get a newer to put it up against? You should.
I'm gonna have to, I guess.
I really want. It's
I
just
guess
like I
that's-
hope you paired this guy up with the XM 1800.
No, no. I actually only compared.
same technology.
I compared that to the NT2A
Yeah.
and I compared it to the Texon Audio product Stellar X2.
yeah.
Because the Stellar X2 is the only microphone that I've seen that has actually sold themselves as being like the U87. And one of the things that Booth Junkie has said that it's so close. And I've got to say, it's not that far off. The U87AI and the Stellar X2.
Yeah, I can vouch as someone that's not owned the Texon, but that owns the U87. It is close. There is
There's a presence boost.
yeah, there's a little bit of a
Yeah.
presence kick. The sibilance is received differently, but I'd say overall their on-axis signature is pretty much identical.
Dimebag Darren Lowe again. It's like punishment. What'd I do?
You took another sip of beer. That's what he's saying again
Oh.
with the beer.
All right, again.
No, I don't.
Mark Y. I've got a Noctua CPU cooler here for my client's new build, and I'm lost on mounting it.
I got a Noctua in my machine.
Noctuas, Mark Y, are very, very simple. You probably need the proper backplate and mounting hardware. It depends on what you're mounting it on. If you're doing an AMD, it's going to have a completely different
Bracket.
backplate and mount than will the...
Yeah, I was on Intel. It was pretty much just cutting straight. Like
Yeah.
there's nothing fancy with that. But with an AMD, yeah, or something weird.
Dimebag says, I see you both together. Now shake hands. All right. Proof we're live,
Proof
man.
we're live. We're not chroma keying this.
Just didn't think it was compatible. Noctua's CPU, unless it's specific, I know there's some Noctua CPU coolers that are very. You have to gain yours up a little bit. By the way, do you know how to do that?
How to gain my mic up on your
Just you can do it on the
channel
actual.
two?
Your channel 3. AM4, it should work with AM4. Unfortunately, AM4 is a delightful platform as far as I'm concerned. A Chrome job that good would be remarkable.
What?
I don't know what Dimebag's saying. The audio is a bit quiet.
I have to say, I really I like your knobs back there. Those
All
are
right.
really smooth knobs. On that note, am I too loud now?
Gain this both up.
I already gained myself up pretty substantially. Hopefully, I'm not too.
All right, guys, tell us, what is it? It says it's but mentions nothing on the box. LOL. Who knows? Sometimes with a lot of Noctuas, depending on how old it is, you might actually have to order the AM4 bracket.
Yeah,
I
if
know.
it's using one of the newer sockets.
Yeah, I know some of the older ones didn't have the AM4 bracket that came with the Noctua cooler, so you might actually have to go out and get that. Chroma, not Chrome, like Chroma Key. Hope that helps. I'm not sure what you were referring to in Chroma in regards to.
I said we're not chroma keyed when we shook hands.
Oh, okay, all right.
Green screen.
I'm getting it. I would like to actually get a green screen in here somewhere.
It can be handy.
Dylan, thoughts on the studio? This is your first time here.
It's a nice rig. I think cable management could use a little bit of.
Cable management.
But I think you're gonna like having this extra, table here that now I have strong armed
Yep.
you just by presence of being here.
So just offset, you'll see I've got a workbench, and that's
You
what I've
got a
been
mirror?
using. Yeah, I've been
Like right
using this workbench for my presentation. The problem is the workbench. It's a workbench. You couldn't put your legs underneath it while you're sitting there, so it was really uncomfortable to work from. And I didn't really like how narrow it was. So I went to IKEA. I got the proper YouTuber.
Proper.
Yeah, the YouTube. Well, I mean, what kind of table do YouTubers use?
I don't know, a thing that's flat with 4 legs.
Basically,
That looks nice.
this is an adjustable desk. Basically, what I got. M4, the audio is a bit quiet. It says it is, but mentions nothing on the box. LOL. Who knows? Yeah, those mounting brackets. Like I said, look it up. Just Google search the bracket and what it looks like, and you'll see whether or not you've got it. Chroma not Chrome. Okay, that is what I suspected. Thanks, Noctua. And Armani Boy says Carlby. Oh, okay. Carlby? Oh, the table that everyone uses. I think it's like a Carlby. I got this is the bamboo one. It's the new bamboo one that they just
The
released.
top is really thick. I didn't realize.
It's thicker than you think,
Yeah.
and it's because it's actually a lot more wood than some of the other ones are. Some of the other ones are like they're wood, but then it's only about.
Yeah, it's like a single ply piece of plywood.
Don't knock on the table, please.
Oh yeah, it's probably me.
Boom arms.
Yeah.
I do have some better boom arms coming, and both of these are shock mounted. So
It
us,
should be, yeah. Us
knocking on the
knocking,
table.
Other than just being sonically obnoxious, it shouldn't be
your
transferring.
mic picks it up. I
much.
think that was me moving the mic. Anyways,
Maybe. Or it could have been me. I tried. To
I
be very
run
gentle.
a microphone channel.
Yeah.
So we have 14 people in. Cool.
That's because we're actually physically live this time.
I think this is a little this is a little bit better. Well, anyone that's watching, let me know what you prefer.
This is a lot less structured and more impromptu, I think.
Well, it's because we're not fully set up.
And I'm also not staring at a screen. I'm staring into this ominous little box. It's kind of. I'm not used to staring at a.
It's a teleprompter.
I was gonna say, did they know you're using that? 'Cause
Thanks,
I'm,
Mark. Appreciate it, brother.
I don't want to ruin it.
Yeah, super chat. Hey, we haven't had one of those in a while. Y'all, if you want to hook us up, there's also the membership for the channel.
Join.
It's
Fancy
funny too because, and I don't care anybody joining, not joining. I didn't do it that. I did it just because it support, help get stuff, help get mics, all that fun stuff. 0 members. Set it all up. I did all that. And 0, and that's cool. I really don't care. It's what I'm going to leave it open for the time being. If anyone wants to actually support the channel,
Is
But
there
I-
any members content there? No.
well, but that's I was what I wanted to, because the membership is just like support.
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah.
I was going to set up bigger tiers for doing member content. I've considered like early access to videos. I don't know how much most people want early access to videos.
Well, would it just be early access, or would people also get to like contribute? Like, oh, could you pair it up with this mic? Or
Well, that's
something
what I
like
said. Like I said,
Yeah.
with this, like people will have the first say in what videos are done. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what part of this whole membership tier. So, thanks for your help. I got an SM58 with an UM2, and it sounds amazing. Cheers. Yeah, that's actually a
that? Good
decent setup.
pairing. It's a good pairing.
SM58 will never lead you astray. This packaging and cooler is super nice. I need to get one. You might actually hear my computer ramp up once in a while. I've got the Ryzen 7 3700X with the stock cooler, and that stock cooler is
As far as stock coolers go, yeah.
it's a jet engine taking off some days.
Oh yeah.
If I become a member, can I request you review every Neewer mic ever but released before anything else podcasted?
Oh, of course it is.
Actually, yeah, I would do that. How many Neewer mics are there?
Too many. I don't care if it's 2.
Really?
2 is still too many.
Well, yeah, I'll give you that. Bandrew might know this better than me. How many Neewer mics are there?
How many newer mics have you reviewed? That's I guess.
Oh,
the first
Bandrew's probably done
All of
every
them.
one of
Yeah.
them.
I mean, they're cost effective, so
They're cost effective.
that's the only
The
compliment.
best thing we can say about
the
them.
only
Oh, come
compliment.
on. Like, they've got Neewer 2-pack pencil stick condensers. Come
What?
on.
For what?
For $111,
Oh my
2-pack of pencils. Why not? So 14.7-inch directional shotgun for $53. Directional shotgun for $53. Be Quiet has competition. Yeah. I like Be Quiet as well. And they're not ugly brown. that does help.
Oh god. Well, they do have the LTT color scheme, the orange and black.
The orange and black. Yeah,
Yeah.
you pay extra for that if I recall. Though.
No, I looked up I think it was the NFA14 or something. The 14,
Jesus, how many Neewer mics are there?
too many. Like I said,
Neewer
too many.
NW8000 USB microphone kit, USB 200 microphone kit.
I'm getting nauseous. We gotta stop.
Upgraded. The Neewer upgraded professional USB microphone kit. NW0800.
Upgraded.
Okay, so there's a lot of Neewer microphones. I tell you what, if I get 20 members, I'll look into getting all of them and literally put them one after the other in a single video.
Because that's all the time you want to give them. like a minute each.
I actually have never sat down behind a Neewer mic.
All right.
Ever. And I've tried to avoid it. It was the same thing with Behringer. I've actually used Behringer in the past for microphones. And I begrudgingly bought the 8500, which is okay.
It's better than the
1800S.
yeah.
The 1800S is just absolute trash.
Behringer was one of those companies though. Like they haven't made a good mic yet, in my opinion.
The 8500 isn't horrible.
It's not horrible, but they have excelled in hardware. Like I mean, their X32 is amazing.
Okay, one thing, excelled is a bit tough. Armani Boy, newer mics sound decent, but they cost as much as a Razer Siren Mini, considering you have to buy the Phantom Power and interface combo. Omid wants to know, did I return the Rodecaster Pro? Yes, I did, and I did that for a particular reason. Rode is sending me one. I reached out to them just to say, hey, I want to do... don't mind the dogs. I don't know if that's actually going through, if anyone can hear my dogs.
Dynamic, so I don't know.
That sounds terrible. LOL, your idea. Thanks. So Rode is actually, I asked them, I just flat out said, I'm doing a lot of videos. I would love to be able to do the updates on the Rodecaster Pro, but I'm not going to go out and rent one or borrow one every time I want to do that. I would want one in studio. I didn't think they were going to say yes, but they actually said yes to it. So it does look like I'm going to get the Rodecaster Pro in studio. Siren Minis sound better, in my honest opinion, than the Neewer mics. I need to get a Siren Mini. I've also got, I've got a company sending me the Rocket.
You're mentioning that.
Rocat, I think it is the Rocat.
Rocat.
And they're sending me it, and they're like, oh, we love the reviews you've done on the microphones. I'm like, have you seen any of the reviews I've done on the USB mics? They haven't been shining. And I actually realized this. Like, I know I'm tough on a lot of microphones, and I've looked over some of the older ones, and they're not great reviews. Like, I'm not being super nice to them. So we'll see what happens. Number 73, I bought an 8500, went down to Euro 699. The packaging alone must be more expensive. Yeah,
at that price.
Well, I mean, I've got the 8500 sitting there in the plastic case. I'm pretty sure the plastic case cost 50 cents.
Yeah.
So I'm not too concerned about
Plastic
them.
is cheap.
Omid says the drivers for the Rodecaster Pro have been updated. So you now have
Pretty substantially, yeah.
you have actual proprietary drivers for multi-tracking with the Rodecaster Pro, which is the only thing that I really nailed it for, other than the fact that it's just an XLR interface. But it's a podcast interface. Nobody's playing guitar on their podcast.
You don't know them.
Hey, Mark Vega, how you bros? We're doing good.
We're chilling.
The beer
it's
is good.
Beer helps.
Should I close this door? Let me ask you guys this. Can you hear the hell that is going on upstairs?
Because we
can. Like, it's loud upstairs.
I can actually hear it better than I can hear him, and he's a foot away from me.
We have people coming over, and not just Dylan, but my wife brings people over because she's very.
I think they're here.
She's very social. Yes, they're here, and the dogs are informing. I heard some dogs barking. Okay, so if that's the only thing you really heard,
all right,
we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm actually looking forward to getting the Rodecaster Pro as having a secondary interface for doing stuff like this, doing live streams, because having everything back there is kind of a pain in the butt.
Yeah, we have to keep doing that.
Yeah, and I want to get a secondary system for live streams. I also want to get the ATEM Mini Pro. Little ATEM Mini, it's a camera switcher.
Right.
Then I have to buy extra cameras, and I'm super excited about that. So that's
Yeah, just
well, I want to get the overhead rig. That's the for doing
get an
down
overhead a GoPro so you can get the chrome dome in the shot.
The overhead. No, it doesn't work for that. The too much of the fisheye with the GoPro.
Right, you'd be
I ended up
pinprick
having
in
to
the
sell it. I have the Rodecaster Pro. The headphone outputs are really noisy. They shouldn't be.
No.
The headphone outputs on the Rodecaster Pro were actually not that bad.
Make sure to gain up your mic.
Mark Vega, can I record music with my Zoom Live Track? Yes. Yep. Oh yeah. Actually, I would say Zoom Live Track is closer to a music mixer than it is to a podcast mixer. In fact, I think they released it with that in mind because I think they had the PodTrack P8 already in there.
The Boom seems to be really big on like product separation.
Yeah.
I mean, all of their products, even when it comes to, the H line and the F line, the field recorder, the H8 is kind of starting to get into field recorder territory. But I think that seems to be a big focus of theirs is, okay, well, let's keep clear margins between all of our categories.
Oh, Jan, thanks. Another member.
Record.
My first member. Jan, you're going down in history, buddy.
Yep.
You are literally going down in history.
Membership
as the first
number
membership.
001.
Wow, no split screen. Got a medal. Yeah, I know. Actually, Dylan in the house.
Yeah.
This is unusual for me too. We can smell each other.
Yes.
Zoom Live Track was actually released with musicians in mind, so you will be perfectly fine with that. Kana Ko. Hey, I don't know much about mics, but I subscribed after the shock mount video because it was helpful. Welcome. I don't know much about mics either.
Hello.
According to people that watch the channel. Number 73, wrong time zone, a pity. Have a good time, guys. Cheers. Oh, that's sad.
We'll miss you.
I do actually have an announcement about the time that this happens. Give me a second. Omid says, I've heard many other people complain about them. The headphone jacks shouldn't be noisy. If they are, I would contact Rode over that. I didn't hear a whisper of problem with the Rode headphone whatsoever.
Again, assuming all your gain staging is set appropriately
Yeah.
and your output levels are
Like if your headphones are cranked but your mics are like there, you're probably going to hear some noise.
Yeah.
But if they're not cranked, if they're normal levels, you should be perfectly fine.
I'd say so. If your headphone level on the headphone, it's a knob, right? It's not
Wow,
a
he
touch
says
screen.
the headphones on RCP are noisy even when no mic is connected, even when the headphone knobs are turned all the way down. That's a problem. That's
Yeah.
not. That's
doesn't make any sense.
That's a connection issue. So I would actually send that back to Rode and get them to replace that. So if that is a lot of people complaining about that's going to be a Rode issue, not a you issue.
Sounds like a quality control thing, but
Yeah,
we'll see.
it really but this is the thing. After a couple of years of something being out, you start to get these things that fall apart on
That's
stuff.
why I
right?
never buy version 1. It's like I bought the version 1 of the Apple Watch years ago. Horrible idea. Crapped out like within the first year or two.
Yeah.
And then now, I've got this BitFit here. And it's version 3. So you know what? I think they've probably figured out what they're doing.
Yeah, and with Rodecaster, like the little things like having the driver issue I was on that and I was in contact with them about that and they understood the issues. They never released the Rodecaster Pro as a multi-track interface though. To start, they thought it was just going to be just a straight up stereo output.
Yeah.
Then when people started going, where's the multi-track? They decided to use the ASIO for all, which then they realized we can't do that. We need to get our own
I've noticed
drivers.
that. Like, I think to a degree as a manufacturer, you can probably get away with having a mixer style interface. Like, you can get boards with built-in interfaces. Like if you've got like a 4-track or an 8-track, 8-track's pushing it, you can probably get away with having a USB interface that's stereo in, stereo out.
Mackies.
I've bought a 32-channel board that has a 2 in, 2 out, and I'm like, the fuck am I going to use this for?
All the guitars on one track.
Oh, stupid.
Drums get one mic. That's it. That's all you need.
You actually can mic a drum kit with my mic. It doesn't sound great. It does not beat a
You can
fully
mic
mic'd kit.
anything with one mic, really,
Yeah.
if you wanted to.
Well, 2. I mean, we got 2 ears. If it sounds good on 2 ears, it should sound good on 2 mics. That's the logic.
ASIO sucks. Well, ASIO for all sucks.
Yeah, SEO in general, like it's just a protocol. It's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, the ASIO as a protocol, it's the only one you really have for.
Core audio. Core audio.
Yeah. So time of the stream. Starting in September at some point, the stream's got to be later. Sorry, Dylan. This is the first time
It's a
you're
pain
hearing
in the
about
ass for me to have it earlier too, so I'll do it later.
My daughter is getting into competitive synchronized swimming.
Uh-huh. Nice.
I know it's random.
Mazel tov.
Thank you. So I might actually have to take her to some of those. So in order to avoid the missed live streams, I'll probably be moving this to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard. So hopefully that's okay for a lot of the people. I know there are some people that listen from the other side of the world, from Canada.
Oh, yeah. So if you don't know what Eastern Standard is, for those of you on other sides of the world, it's GMT -4 or -5, depending on what time of the year it is.
Yeah, I think it's -5 right now.
Yeah.
Armani Boy, the UM2 drivers on Behringer website suck. I had to watch 1,000 videos to find a driver that
What?
doesn't sound
Something on Behringer's website sucks?
Yeah,
How unusual.
everything on Behringer's website sucks. Like some of their entry level gear isn't bad. I had the Q502, and like for a oh shit, I need an interface moment, it was fine. But I mean, in reality, it's not. You're not going to be powering a studio with it.
No. Now, their X32, on the other hand, which is technically not just a Behringer thing.
Yeah.
There's some Midas influence there. But the X32 is a phenomenal board. I'd use that in the studio. I use that live.
Anything else?
The S16 Snakehead, which goes with the X32. I'd use that. They have also, I don't remember the model name, but they have a headphone amp that's sort of similar to, if anyone's used the HearTech.
Oh yeah. I've seen that. That one's good.
It's
one's
kind of
That one's good.
It's neat because with the HearTech system, you've got I think 8 channels where you can control on the actual headphone unit.
Oh.
Whereas I think the Behringer actually has 16. I think. So you know if you're really finicky about your mix, or your talent is really finicky about their mix, you can actually have them control their own mix, and you don't have to fuss around with it. But again, for podcasting or anything, not useful.
You'd be surprised how many people are really, especially people that don't have experience with a mic, they want to hear themselves really loud in their headphones.
Oh, even me. Like I will find I'll be in and out of the booth constantly, going and mucking around with levels.
I've never understood the loud in mic though. I was always told if you can't hear yourself outside of what's in your headphones, that
depends. I mean, really good headphones like the SRH series, for example, even the velour ones, the 940s, they have really good rejection of yourself. So I find when I've got a track coming into here, and there's also an issue too where if you're doing, doesn't apply to VO, but if you're singing and your headphones are loud, your singer's gonna be louder to compensate for the fact they can't hear themselves. So all your notes are gonna be sharp, and if the headphones are too loud, they're gonna dial it back and they're gonna get flat.
Yeah.
So there's all kinds of weird tricks when it comes to setting headphone levels, but a lot of the time, it helps just to get your person set their own level.
Mark, this one's for you, Dylan. What advice would you give my friend who places the microphone directly near the strings to record an electric guitar? One is depends on the microphone. Well, it should.
I
never
love how
be...
you said this is for you, and then it.
No, but it depends on the microphone. No microphone should be directly in front of the strings. You should back it up for the ambience of the sound. Otherwise, it's going to be just one muddy mess. But for an electric guitar.
What?
So
wait, repeat that.
Places the microphone directly near the strings to record an electric guitar.
Okay. So this sounds stupid. However, there is a technique, and I've done it for country records, where you will mic the amp and mic the strings, so you get some of the swing.
The swing.
And then you mix them. Obviously, the string mic, you roll off all the low end, because you don't want any of the notes. You just want the string sound. And then you mix it really low in the mix and compress the hell out of it. But that is cool. But if you're just miking the strings of an electric,
Armani Boy, what the fuck? For an electric guitar, you need to put it in front of an amp.
Well, that's the logical, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's the logical.
Well,
reaction.
there would be reasons if you want the string noises, but outside of that, if you mention electric acoustic, if you're miking an electric acoustic, what is it, 8 to 12 inches away?
I mean, it depends on the acoustic. I mean, jumbos are boomy as hell. If you're on a dreadnought,
my friend is dumb. Okay, so miking an electric, just not smart. Okay,
no,
gotcha.
well, but like the thing that you get is a lot of times on like high budget recordings, what you will get is you'll get electric guitars that will be recorded, and you see this in rock and in country and even in jazz sometimes, where they'll record electrics playing their instruments doubled, so you have the same part either side. Give you the stereo, and then they'll record that player playing it on a dreadnought acoustic, and then they'll lay those on top to get that presence. So one way that you can save yourself some time is actually just put a pencil mic straight on the strings, especially up near the neck. Like down here is not so important, but up here where you get some slip and slide.
Yeah. Before it goes away, TechMed Rainier Richter. Thank you. Much
Super chat.
appreciated.
We're gonna record super chats here.
I know. Hey, but by all means,
Not complaining. Not complaining.
Any money does go back into microphones and all that
And
stuff.
IKEA tables.
And IKEA tables, yeah. Why mic up an amp? Oh, okay. Well, quick question. Why can't electric guitar sounds go straight into a computer through an interface? They can.
They can. There are good amp simulators, but generally half of what gives an electric guitar its sound is the coloration that's added by an amplifier, by a power amplifier. So,
But there are a lot of people that actually do it now, and it doesn't sound bad if you have a good amp simulator.
no, and there are tons. I mean, IK Multimedia Amplitube, NI Guitar Rig. I find these days, I have several amp sims. I've got the Waves GTR as well. I use, for a lot of British emulated stuff, tube stuff, I'll use IK Amplitude 4. That works great. It sounds great. I like its sound. For stuff that's a little heavier, I'll use a Guitar Rig, Native Instruments Guitar Rig. It works well. I've also heard a lot of people say good things about the Helix, the Line 6 Helix.
I've never used a Line 6 product.
It's expensive, but I've heard, especially people that have used the pods and said that the Line 6 pods sucked, which they did. The Helix is a massive step. In fact, last year when I did a metal EP, I think I sent you some tracks from that. That was all recorded with the Helix.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can get some really good amp sims just by plugging in an interface. Make sure you get an interface with high Z or high impedance inputs for an instrument. You need that. You need that to get your good signal to noise ratio. But other than that, yeah.
Also, yeah, and this is gonna sound super cheesy, but a lot of the bass guitar modeling for the Apple one, not GarageBand, but Logic. Wow. Fridays are a great day to do a live on, right? I am super lucid on a Friday. Bangs Naughty Bits. Miking Amps is so 2019. Technically, he said 21019.
Oh, don't let SMG Glenn find his way in here. He's gonna rip you all apart.
You know what? The ambience of a sound of a mic'd up amp, the tonality.
I will agree. The amount of fussing around with the sound that you have to do with a amp sim to get it to have the natural nuances of actually recording a physical piece of hardware. It's, whereas with a regular amp, you just put a mic in its happy place.
But you can also remic. So you can actually reamp. Wow. You can reamp too, so you can do both.
Yeah, well, that's what a lot of people do. Is I will, in general, with electrics, I will take a DI and I will take a feed from the amp. So if I need to, if their tone was just height, which it often is, I can just retweak it, run it through an amp sim or another amp entirely. I get a reamp box.
It'd be cool to use the electric guitar with an interface, then direct monitor to an amp, so you get the best of. Yeah, that's
the best of both worlds.
Best of both worlds. Fridays are rough, okay? Fridays are brutal. IKEA and Isovox. I need to send you a Swedish flag.
This is a great combination of things.
You know, that's actually a good point. I never thought of that. I'm going full Swedish. You never go full Swedish. Well, actually, full of. I gotta say, Isovox, IsoMic, which is also a Swedish company, and IKEA. IKEA, I don't know if it's on the same level as Isovox.
So, question: IsoMic and Isovox, they're the same company, though, right?
No. Well, IsoMic was made by Erland.
But who the brand of it?
The brand of IsoMic is yes,
and they're in but they're not the same company making them, or they're not the same company. I shouldn't say that.
They took an Erland mic and branded it IsoMic.
Yeah. So they have, but they're both sold by the same company.
Yes. Okay. Yes, absolutely. I would take a Swedish flag, Jan. I said flag. Shush. Feel free.
Demonetized.
Yes. I'm going to. I'm actually setting up a PO box because I've had a lot of people say, "Can I send you something?" I had one guy that wanted me to send me a mic to test, and I could send it back, kind of like the way Booth Junkie used to do it. So I'm setting up a PO box just for that. So if you want to send me a Swedish flag, I'd be more than happy. Yeah, I didn't mean that. I would never use that word. That word is disgusting. And that word is not in my vernacular whatsoever. Bangs Naughty Bits. I own a guitar amp that's 6x4 by 2 inches and uses a 9-volt battery. My mics are bigger than the amp.
I had one of those little Marshalls.
I wanted to get one of the Spark they call it. I think it's the Spark. I've seen ads for it for the last month and a half, 2 months.
I had the little Marshall, which is a little tiny thing you won't see at Walmart, and it did its job. You plug your mic in it, and jam it out wherever I want. And then I got the Line 6. Oh God, well, it was an amp. It was the Spider Mini or something. It was the little tiny micro Spider, I think is what it's called. And
Yeah.
it actually, for an amp that's, I think it's 6 watts, it runs on 6 D-cell batteries, big old hefty, 1.5 volt batteries, and it's small. It's still big, but it's small enough you can actually, they have little guitar strap hooks on either side of it, so you can actually put a guitar strap on it and sling it over your shoulder. It actually sounds really good for how tiny it is.
See, this is the one that I keep seeing. I can't remember the name of it.
Ooh, yeah. I saw an article on that on, I think it's...
There's a couple of them that I've looked at, and I'm like, well, you know what? I would really like something small just to put up that you can also run through your computer, because it's kind of an amp simulator at the same time. But they're really expensive. Bros, I can't find the King Bee anywhere. What do I do? Wait for it, Mark.
Yeah, wait for it.
I've got one on the way for when it comes out. I'm not going to get it before you, don't worry. But I do know that I have plans in place to get that on my desk ASAP for review. If it's anything like the old King Bee, I never did a video on the old King Bee. I did use an old King Bee. I think I might buy one of the old ones. You can get them used for like $350.
Mics do not have a great resale value. Fun fact.
Yeah. Please tell your friend not to knock on the table. Omid really doesn't like you knocking on the table.
You've been doing...
I have not been knocking on the table.
Anytime I raise my hand, it has to come back down. That's the problem. It's a parabolic movement.
All right, gentle on the table, Dylan.
Gentle on the table.
Blue Spark, right? No, it's not the Blue Spark. I can't remember the name of the modeling amp. What are the laws for sending perfectly dynamic tailored for streamers? What are the laws for sending perfectly... Oh, wow, I mixed two things up. I told you I'm tired. What are the laws for sending perfectly innocent and legal items from the U.S. to your P.O. box? No laws.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't, as long as there's not any money exchange attached to it, you can send whatever you want across the border.
There might be a search. There might be like somebody opens it up and looks just to make sure you're not sending drugs, which you shouldn't be sending drugs over the
arsenic.
mail. Or anything like that. But yeah, it's perfectly legal to send. Sometimes they'll give you customs documentation. Actually, all the time they'll give you customs. You just write for review. And that's actually something I found out, which weirdly enough, all this stuff I get from Zoom, they pay customs to send it to me. And I just write for review on it when I send it back, and it goes free. So, yeah, as long as it's not you're selling something, you're perfectly fine. It's shit. Apparently, it's a condenser trying to be a dynamic tailored for streamers. And I'm guessing you're talking about the new King Bee. Nobody's used it yet. There have not been any reviews out for the new King Bee. The old King Bee was highly reviewed and highly loved. And the only reason I think they got rid of it is they got new management, new ownership for Neat. And I think they looked at a black and yellow microphone and went, God, we can't do that.
Please
so,
no. Please no.
I think that's the kind of the idea. I will reserve all judgment until I've seen reviews and I've reviewed it myself. I won't don't listen to anyone who says, it's not going to be a good mic. It's probably going to be decent. We'll see, though. We'll see. Behringer makes really good wine. I'd do that.
Yeah,
I'd drink Behringer wine.
I'd try it,
yeah. Wait. Oh, no, you're talking about the Blue Spark. I've never used the Blue Spark. I have a bit of a mental block against blue microphones. I don't like the Blue Yeti. I do actually have a snowball back here. I have a blue snowball that I am planning on doing Is the Blue Snowball Still Crap video. So stay tuned.
Makes a great baseball if you need one.
Get subscribed if you haven't. Still use the Lime 6 Jam 4 looper, like 1 hour looper, spider amp, and backing track. Still cool 20 years later.
Yep, I have the Spider Jam. It was a funny gimmick when it came out. You hit play on your amp, and people are like, wait, it's making sound, but nothing's going plugged into it. What? It was neat. Now, obviously, everything can do that. I mean, now we got fridges with Google Calendar on them. Like, so it's not as impressive now, but back then it was kind of neat.
Bang says your AC is too loud. Could you turn that down?
Sure. All good.
You know what is too loud? It's my family. I can't believe it's fantastic. Amazing. Yeah, no, I will. We've got a slew of stuff coming in, and it's every year around September is kind of a huge release of stuff. So Rode has contacted me. Apparently, they have new products coming out. There's going to be a bunch of stuff coming, which I'm actually in a unique situation where I have almost too many videos.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, okay, well,
what did you say? Like over a month?
yeah, I've got over a month, but I'm not shot yet, or not edited. So I've been churning because I wanted to get stuff done. But
I just dropped 4 mics on his lap.
Yeah.
That doesn't help.
I had all my friends were like, "Hey, you do mics, right? Do you wanna check out this mic I've got? I've got the Neumann BCM 104 that is already done. That video's on its way. A whole bunch of stuff. So stay tuned. There's a lot of content coming. I might even I'm hesitant to go to 2 videos a week because I know if I run out of videos, then you get the scramble of like, oh crap, what am I going to do?
Yeah, what am I going to do today?
Always having at least a couple videos in the can so I can, like when something's sent to me. So what I'll do is if the King Bee shows up next week, I can just boot the videos forward and I can put the King Bee video in. So
They didn't give me a sticker.
Omid says I heard that one. I don't know what that was. Oh, you opened the box.
Probably.
Omid's really
on
I don't think Omid likes you.
Probably
I'm just
not.
saying. I'm just
No, sorry. So you told me that you went through, of the mics that I gave you, there was one that you hadn't gotten a chance to tackle.
2.
Let's see if I can clasp these without Omid getting on my case. There we go.
2 I have not been able to do anything with. Oh, come on.
Of all the things I could have been.
Don't piss Omid off, man.
So which are the 2 that you haven't?
I haven't. I have an SM57 that I do have a video I've got to get done. It's haha, not him. Someone dropped something outside. Yeah, that was my wife. Dropped something in the kitchen.
Don't worry, we heard that too.
The Line 6 interface and MIDI controller was gold.
Which one?
I don't know. That
Maybe
was
the
Mark
Helix
Vega.
interface or the...
The SM57, I do have to do a video with it, but I don't. Also, the other one, they're sitting down there in their bag. They're in my box. What was the other one? It was the Audio Technica.
The handheld.
The cheap.
So you got
really cheap, right?
Yeah. Well, actually, that one wasn't.
No?
That one I think was, as far as handhelds go, was over $100. So that one's up there.
Oh wow.
But I think it was closer to the Sennheiser whatever.
Okay.
That one. So you did the ribbon then.
Yes, I did the ribbon.
What did you think?
It was, even with the boost on it, it was still super quiet. Like, so my first ever ribbon mic, I actually broke my ribbon cherry.
I broke his ribbon cherry.
And that's how you get demonetized, right there. Yeah, it was. It's got a whatchamacallit in it.
Built-in cloud lifter,
Built-in
basically.
cloud
but
lifter.
a knockoff. Like, it's not a cloud brand. It's just a...
No, and I was using it, and I was thinking, like, I just turned the gain all the way down, plugged it in, put on the 48 volts, turned it up a bit, talked into it, nothing. I'm like, okay, so I kept gaining. And I'm like,
Finally.
how? Like, I have 70 dB of gain.
Were you talking into the right side of it? I mean, it shouldn't matter because it is figure 8.
It is figure 8.
Yeah.
Well, no, I probably wasn't.
Because, yeah, the logo is in the... Again, it's hard because both sides look identical. Grab it.
Well, because
I love how it's... Did
I
you
was
leave
actually
this on?
talking into this
Did
side.
you leave this on it?
No, I didn't.
Good.
I wasn't talking into this side.
Yeah, so that, again, it's figure 8, so it shouldn't really matter that much.
The ART or ART,
ARTM.
AR5.
Yeah. Oh, it's I think a...
R5.
It's a reimagined version of the M5, which originally was a big, blue mic-shaped thing back in the day. And I think they just realized that had such a low output, and most people that were buying that mic did not have the money to get a, RPQ or a AEA ribbon amp. So they just put in they took that mic, put it in a tiny little tube, and
yeah, it was really quiet. It sounds nice, but it was noisy as hell.
yeah.
That's the one thing.
I told you, like, every time we talked about it, I said, by the way,
Yeah.
this is going to be snow.
It's noisy as hell, but it sounds nice. But it's one of those things like,
You'd be loud.
well, it'd be a great instrumentation mic.
Also, was the pad on it? That could have an impact.
Was there a pad on this? I didn't even know there was a pad on this.
I think there was. Maybe I might be wrong.
Where's the pad?
It might be under the. It might be under the asset label.
Did
that's
you leave the pad?
I don't think I
No,
did.
there's
'cause-
no pad in here,
No,
man.
there's no. Let me feel this. Let me fondle this feller. And demonetized again.
Did I blow too hard? Bangs, I never blow too hard.
Demonetized again.
Yeah.
Did you try? Oh, you did try to take it apart.
No, I didn't. I'm not taking your mics apart. Oh.
Yeah, so you gotta unscrew these little screws there, but then it just slips out of the metal condom.
So there is no pad on that, eh?
Not that I can see. Again, it messes me up because I always think of this along with my ribbon mics because it looks similar. So I picture it in my head, and I pictured a little recessed switch, but no, nothing on there.
Gear Junkie, the JM4 is a pea green pedal unlimited tracks, full band tracking tracks, drum only tracks, 8 amp Sims, 4 EFX, reverb delay, inputs for mic, bass, guitar, the original band in a box, weighs about 12 pounds.
Oh my God.
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah, I'm slowly moving in. Sorry about bumping the desk there. Omid. I'm moving into getting more gear that's focused towards audio. That is a whole other can of worms and money. That is not just a can of worms, it's also a can of money. Mm-hmm. That, like, I've always been geared towards voiceover because that's been my forte.
And podcasts, sort of.
Yeah, voiceover podcasts. But my studio's always been built for voiceover because that's what I wanted. When I was laid off several years back, I wanted to become a station imaging voice. And I'm actually the imaging voice for one in mid-Michigan called WMMI. What?
I was going to say, I did that.
Well, you did what?
I did your demo.
Oh, yeah, he did the demo. I'll actually post the demo one of these days. It's actually quite good.
We should have a thing where we do something like this, and we sit and we reflect. We play it, and then we go, oh, God, what was that?
Liberty Dude, is this where we tell them the audio is gone and see how they panic in the same room?
Well, I can see green lights. I must say, I love the green on that. It's not like a lime green. It's like a kind of a fresh uranium puke green. I like
it's uranium green. Yeah. I like it. No, we're pretty good. We actually know what we're doing here, but kind of. Are you still working in your rack? Mark, I think Mark's asking you if you're working in your rack.
Right now, I'm not.
No.
But I think my rack is pretty full. Actually, I got a bunch of gear at the end of last week from one of my coworkers, and I actually had to take some stuff out. So now I've got a bunch of Symmetrix 528Es that I don't know what the hell to do with.
Bite me. So we're going to,
I will if I will send one of those to you and you can review it.
All right. Yeah, no. I want to put it on my main. I wouldn't mind some inline stuff.
Actually, yeah.
The Symmetrix, that one's a good one.
Yeah, well, that's been the broadcast standard for like 3 decades. I mean.
So yeah, I'll be getting that. I don't have a rack yet. I have never set up a rack. I've always been pretty straightforward.
They're easy to build.
I'm gonna build a rack, but I don't have anything to put in a rack.
This is just getting more and more down that rabbit hole. Right?
It comes in handy.
Yeah.
All right. This is interesting. I think I'm pretty sure.
Is that sure spelled with an SH or?
Yeah, basically. I'm pretty sure all the comments come in slowly. Yeah. Bang says bracks are a bad habit.
They are. You get 14U and they're like, well, I've got all this space. And then you buy, well, in my case, I got, the desk that I have now, I got with a bunch of blank panels. So I didn't feel pressure to fill everything in. But even still, I'm at the point now, because with a rack, you have to leave blank space. Because you need heat dissipation.
Red Cabin, I'll send you a rack for review.
For review.
What, like a box to put a rack in? I have racks. Like, I actually have a rack at work that I can just... but I don't need a rack. I can build one. What I need right now is more... And this is a problem with having a YouTube studio is because my money can either go into the YouTube or to the my stuff. And having a rack doesn't support the YouTube channel one bit.
Not
and that's
really.
why I haven't moved towards...
It's more just you want your studio to look like a spaceship. That's basically what it boils
Well, it's
down
not
to.
just that. Like, well, you saw my lights. What do you think of my lights?
Top notch.
Top notch, eh?
Top notch.
Home Depot lights that have pieces of paper as diffusion. That's going to be my first upgrade when, like, the next wave of YouTube upgrading, it's going to be that because
it pisses me off because the Kelvin is not the same. Like, that's warmer than that one.
I know it is, but it's because I had 2 that I bought at the same time, but I didn't have any money at the time, and one burned, one broke when we first moved into this house. So I actually had to go buy another one, but they're $20 a piece, and I couldn't justify buying 2 of them, which isn't that sad when this was before I was monetized and spending money on the channel was a bad idea? So yeah, the next thing is I'm going to go out and I'm actually going to get the Omron 100Ds.
There you go. Or you get Philips Hue, and then you can set the Kelvin or whatever you want.
Going down the rabbit hole, maybe digging a coal mine. Yeah. I don't, eventually we'll get there. I'd really like a balancing act of money with this channel right now. I also don't want to be spending money. Like, this channel isn't about spending money on me and setting up myself. This channel still has a very strong directive of getting mics, reviewing.
Yeah, we want to help
content.
you guys get set up.
Exactly. That's like, very few people here are going to be getting an Avalon. So I mean, there's no point in me going out and buying that kind of stuff.
Ooh, I got an interesting thing to talk about. So one of the pieces of equipment that I inherited is a dual mic processor made by it's the Vorsys M2, which Vorsys, I don't know what the business relationship is, but Vorsys is Wheatstone. I don't know why it says Vorsys on it. I like calling it Vorsys because it sounds really badass. But so it's a neat little box. It's all digitally controlled over Cat5, network controlled, and it's got inside it. It's got obviously a 70 dB mic pre. It's got a de-esser, a multiband compressor, EQ, bunch of filters. It's got the works basically. It's a channel strip in a box, 2 of them.
Nice.
And again, all digitally controlled. The front is meters. It's a piece of glass. There's nothing. There's not even a power switch on this sucker. And the one thing I have to say, overall, not a lot of it was super impressive. I mean, I have plugins that can do a lot of the stuff better than this. I think the magic is this does it in real time, and it remembers everything, saves presets, blah blah blah. The one thing though that I was really impressed by is the gate. When I'm back in the old homestead, I will be using that Vorsys for the lives from now on. And the gate compared to the DBX 166 XL, night and day. Night and day. The DBX was shoddy. The release time was like this Vorsys M2 is tight.
Yeah.
And non-noticeable. It's transparent.
DBX isn't really top notch.
They make a lot of good stuff for live use, and
Yeah.
it's good because it's inexpensive, it's robust, it's rugged. But are they like studio class? There's some stuff that DBX makes that you have a hard time finding otherwhere. Like if you're looking for like multi outboard side chainable gates, like 4 in a box kind of thing, DBX.
Yeah.
DBX. But if you're looking for something like a high quality compressor, DBX ain't gonna hook you up with that.
Bangs Naughty Bits. I sent a podcaster a rack once without telling him. It was a pleasant wife conversation, I'm told. So I'm guessing you're talking about a physical rack on a person.
Yeah. You can take that too.
I haven't sent my rack to anybody. Nobody needs to see that hairy mess.
Except me, apparently. Because I'm here.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're here? No, we have been green screened this whole time.
I cleared some server room, and I have some great extra racks.
Nice.
You have a server room. Red Cabin Acoustic. I'm guessing Red Cabin owns a studio.
Yeah, generally.
I'm guessing.
If you have a server room, either that or you're really hardcore about your IT.
Richard Sarkissian. Hi, guys. Good to catch you live. Welcome to the stream, Richard.
Welcome.
Yeah, good to have you live. Actually, I'm finding more and more people are like, cool, we got to catch you live. I wonder what's going to happen when I had to move this up to 7 p.m. If everyone's going to just go away or not.
I don't know. Time zones, it's hard to predict.
I hope not. Well, anyways, guys, this has been fun. I've enjoyed this live experience, but it's been an hour and everything's
Already?
not getting
My
quieter down upstairs. So thanks for joining us.
Yeah, we only want to do lives when it's as noisy as humanly possible.
It's never this loud when I do it when you're in your
When
own
I'm
house.
not here. I summoned
come
it.
here.
I summoned all of this, including Omron's favorite there. Just for you. Just for you.
Bang says, Dark Corner Studios, speaking of racks, you're too late. OnlyFans is restricting content starting in October. By the way, OnlyFans is not restricting content. Well, they're restricting content, but
they absolutely
they're
are.
not taking porn away.
Yeah.
What they're taking away is stuff being jammed in other people.
Yes.
So if you see porn that has things entering other things, they're not going to have that.
Yeah.
So
they're drawing the line somewhere.
yeah, they're going less Penthouse, more Playboy.
Yeah.
So if
Which there's still a market for that. I mean, Playboy, right?
there's going to be a market for OnlyFans. The only thing I want to know though is who else are they going to have on the platform? It's not like, hey man, you should check out my OnlyFans. Kevin, I don't want to look at your OnlyFans. No. This is like my LinkedIn. It's my resume, man. Like, there's
No.
My point stands. Yeah, sure it does. I don't understand why OnlyFans is doing this. They're a multi-billion-dollar organization. They're only going to grow bigger.
Well, and the whole thing was sponsor based, if I'm not mistaken, right?
But they don't need sponsors.
No, that's it. They take 25% of all their
their
membership.
sponsors are already giving money.
Yeah.
Like, I don't get it.
Yeah, half their sponsored, the people that work for their sponsors probably have their own little OnlyFans accounts.
It's like Pornhub going, we're not going to show any porn anymore.
Yeah,
we're just
right.
going to show boobies.
Yeah.
So,
Pretty much.
oh, the banks made them. Yeah, I know banks were having a hard time with that, but at the same time, what are the banks doing for Pornhub? Pornhub does the exact same thing, kind of. A lot of the content that's on OnlyFans is on Pornhub at the same time. Yeah. So what you're going to see is a lot of the explicit content now being paywalled by Pornhub, and Pornhub is probably going to paywall a lot of that stuff.
Yep.
Also, the BBC was investigating underage stuff. Oh crap, that's garbage. Okay, people. Okay, that's up to them. Because underage doesn't help if there's explicit stuff off, but that's gross. Omid, thanks guys. Have a great weekend and good night from Sweden. Wow, we have a lot of Swedish people on this.
Yeah, maybe the better time would actually help.
Liberty Dude, what is quote unquote OnlyFans? For your wife that's standing behind you, it is a site that you can find jobs on.
Nice.
There are tiers for in-person meetings. See, this is how much I don't know about OnlyFans.
Yeah, I don't.
Wow, that's yeah, okay. It gets a little bit dodgy there. But we have a lot of people in Sweden. That's very cool to know that we actually have a following there. I know Jan is and Omid is. So good to know. Cheers, guys. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week. Probably not side by side like this.
No, it's not unlikely.
Cheers.
Now we're going to sketch.
Yeah, now I'm going to actually step over here.